Hello children, welcome back. As you are aware, this week is a revision week for our first periodic test, right? So we will be continuing with our chapters which are there for the first periodic test, okay? So the portion, as you are aware, for the first periodic test of mathematics is chapter number 1, rational numbers, and chapter number 2, linear equations in one variable, and the third chapter, quadrilaterals. After the exam we will continue, children. All right, so let us begin. So the basic thing in the chapter number 1 is you should understand what is rational numbers, children. It is rational numbers are in the form of p upon q. Yes, last year you have already studied this. It is in the form of p upon q, where q should not be equal to 0. This is very important, children. So in rational numbers, denominator there should be no 0. Okay, so this basic things you have to keep it in mind. And standard form is always never in denominator we write negative, right? This we can write it as in the minus p upon q, right? So these are the few things which you have already studied, children. But this is very important, that denominator cannot be 0, right? We have also seen that a upon 0 is not defined, right? Any number divided by 0 is not defined. So let us move further. The main topic of our chapter is properties of rational numbers. So let us quickly revise all the properties. The first property is a closure property. Closure in the sense, if we add two rational numbers, then the sum is also a rational number, then we say that yes, addition is closed for rational numbers. Similarly for subtraction, similarly for division, similarly for multiplication. But for division, always when we divide the two rational numbers, the whatever answer we get is not a rational number always. So division is not closed for rational numbers, children. So we can say addition, subtraction and multiplication is always closed for rational numbers. Next is very important is commutativity property. Okay, we also say commutative property. What this property says is a plus b is equal to b plus a. That means where a and b are two rational numbers, we can interchange the rational numbers and then we can add. The sum will be same. That is a plus b. You can see here a plus b. If we interchange, if we do b plus a, still the sum will be same, right? These are the basic properties we have already studied. Next, a multiplied by b is equal to b multiplied by a. That means commutative property is true for addition. 1 minute. Commutative property is true for addition as well as for multiplication, but subtraction and division is not commutative for rational numbers, children. That means if a minus b, we cannot do b minus a. That is, we cannot interchange the places in subtraction and division. So this is what the commutative property tells. So next property is associative property. Now here three rational numbers, so that is a plus b plus c. In the previous there were only two, that is a plus b is equal to b plus a. So here now if there are three, we can group any of the two and then the third one is again added. That means in the previous one, if you see here, I have grouped b plus c. That means this bracket I'll solve first, and whatever sum will come in that I will add a, right? This a. But here first two numbers, that is first two rational numbers are added and the third one is then added to the sum of that. But still answer will be same, children. So this is the property. And similarly for multiplication also, if there are three rational numbers, whether you multiply the first two and then you multiply the third to that product, or either you multiply the last two and then the first one you again multiply the product, whichever you got, the answer will be same. So hence we can say addition and multiplication are associative for rational numbers. Similarly, again, subtraction and division is not associative. So for rational numbers, these two properties are very important, children, to understand. Based upon these properties, we are having sums, we are having problems in exercise 1.1 that we are going to see, right? The next property is distributive property, distributive of multiplication over addition and subtraction. So this is very important, children. Now you can see here, it is A, this you can see A multiplied by B plus C. Okay, so in the bracket it is addition of two rational numbers, and to this both A is multiplied. That means A is multiplied to both the rational numbers inside the bracket. So this can be done as well as in a form of AB, that is I will do first multiplication and then I will add both the product, that is AB plus AC. Basically I am opening the bracket. First I will multiply AB and then I will multiply AC and then I will add them, right? Because addition is there inside the bracket. This is distributive of multiplication over addition. Similarly, over subtraction, distributive of multiplication over subtraction. In the bracket, if it is subtraction, first you multiply whatever outside the rational number is there to both the terms in the inside, and then you can do subtraction. So this is distributive of multiplication over addition and subtraction. Next one, which is very important, is additive identity and multiplicative identity. Now additive identity means such a number which we add to any rational number, the answer should be the same rational number. That is C plus 0 is equal to, now you can see here, C plus 0 is equal to 0 plus C is equal to what, children? Yes, C. So 0 is such a rational number. Now why I am calling 0 as a rational number? Because 0 can be written as 0 upon 1, which is again in the form of P upon Q. This is very important, children, okay? So now if I add 0 to any rational number, answer will be the same rational number, children. Hence 0 is known as additive identity of rational numbers. Similarly, multiplicative identity is which number, children? Yes, 1 is multiplicative identity for all the rational numbers, because if we multiply 1 to any rational number, answer will be the same rational number. So these are the important things to remember. So that is 0 is additive identity and 1 is multiplicative identity for rational numbers. Now additive inverse, children, this very important again. This is additive inverse is nothing but if there is a rational number A upon B, then its additive inverse will be minus A upon B. That is, if positive rational number is given, its additive inverse will be negative rational number, and negative rational number is given, its additive inverse will be positive rational number. For example, suppose I write 2 upon 3. So what will be the additive inverse of this rational number? That is minus 2 upon 3. Numbers will not change. Denominator and numerator and denominator will not change, children, in additive inverse. Only sign is going to change. Is this clear? So this is the additive inverse. Next one again, multiplicative inverse. It is also known as reciprocal. So reciprocal means you are going to interchange the numerator and denominator, right, along with the symbols. Okay, so if suppose here you can see A upon B, reciprocal or multiplicative inverse will be B upon A. For example, if it is 3 upon minus 2, so what will be the reciprocal? Yes, you are going to interchange the numerator and denominator. So negative 2 will go in numerator and 3 will come in the denominator. That is, negative 2 upon 3 is the reciprocal of 3 upon minus 2. So this is the multiplicative inverse. It is very important, children. And one more very important thing to note down is 0 has no reciprocal. Now why 0 has no reciprocal, children? Suppose I write 0. Okay, so 0 is nothing but in the rational number it is 0 upon 1, because always the rational number is in the form of p upon q. So 0 can be written as 0 upon 1. If I take the reciprocal and if I interchange the numerator and denominator, it will be 1 upon 0, and we know denominator cannot be 0. It is not defined, children, right? So this you have to make clear that 0 has no reciprocal. I hope this is clear, children. And the next important thing is product of them is 1. Product of a rational number and its reciprocal. Now suppose I take a simple example, I'll show you here. It is 2 upon 3, okay, multiplied by its reciprocal. Now reciprocal is what? Again we are going to interchange the numerator and denominator. So reciprocal will be denominator is 3, which comes in numerator, whole divided by numerator is 2, which comes in denominator. Now if you multiply this, children, this 3 gets cancelled, 2 gets cancelled, and we get the product as 1. So whenever you multiply a rational number by its reciprocal, the product is always 1. I hope this is clear. Now let us come to exercise 1.1. What type of questions can be asked in the exam? So we have already told all the questions will be of MCQ type, children, whether it is filling the blank, whether it is true or false, whether it is solving. Now very important thing to note down is you have to take a pen and a book, okay, and be ready for the exam. Some solving questions will also be there. You have to first solve in the book and then tick on the or choose the correct option from the given options. So let us begin. MCQ type questions these are. The first one is the commutative property is applicable to. The commutative property is applicable to. Options are addition and subtraction, multiplication and division, and addition and multiplication. And we have seen, children, commutative and associative are true only for addition and multiplication. For subtraction and division, they are not. So if you see the first option here, addition and subtraction is false because it is subtraction here. Multiplication and division, no, because here division is not a commutative for rational numbers. Now third option is addition and multiplication, yes. So what I'm going to do is I'll tick mark for addition and multiplication. So this type of questions may be asked, and maybe I will give a sum also to identify which property is used. Different type of questions may come, children, but only the thing, concept should be clear about the properties, right? Now next one is the additive inverse of. Additive inverse of. Now additive inverse, I told, if it is negative number, additive inverse will be positive. If it is positive number, additive inverse will be negative without changing anything in the numerator and denominator, okay? So now let us see the additive inverse of -5. It is -5 upon 9. What will be the additive inverse, children? Yes, it will be positive 5 upon 9. Yes, we are not changing any numbers here. We are just changing negative to positive. So here I will tick mark for the B option. The first option was 5 upon negative 9, which is false again. 1 upon 5 is absolutely wrong, right? And none of above. There may be 3 options, there may be 4 options. You have to think and tick the correct one. Now third one, name the property used for the following. So let us see what it is. 13 upon 17 multiplied by -2 upon 7 is equal to -2 upon 7 multiplied by 13 upon 17. Now we have seen here basically 3 properties, right? That is associative, commutative, and distributive. So in associative, the first option is given associative. I know in associative there are 3 rational numbers, A, B, and C, right? And we do the grouping, right? Now, so here there are only 2 rational numbers, so this option is cut. Next one is commutative. Commutative, we know A into B is equal to B into A, which here it satisfies, that is this will be the correct option. Distributive, anyhow it is a wrong option. I hope this is clear, children. Such type of questions may come. Now, true or false? The first one is 0.3 the multiplicative inverse of 3 1 upon 3? Now, how to find this? This question is from your textbook, children, but I have given this in the form of true or false. That means such type of questions can be asked. So, let us see. So, 0.3 can be written as 3 upon 10, children. Yes, if I convert it into a form of P upon Q. And 3 1 upon 3 can be written as 3 3s are 9 plus 1, that is 10 upon 3. Now these are the two rational numbers. Are they multiplicative inverse? Now second rule I told, the multiplicative inverse, if we multiply then we get the product 1. So 10 10 gets cancelled, 3 3 gets cancelled, it is 1. So we can say yes, it is true. Right? Next one is multiplicative inverse of -1 is 1. Multiplicative inverse, if negative is given, will it be positive? Now this you have to think. Suppose I write -1. Okay. And in the form of, if I want to write in P upon Q, it will be upon 1, children, right? If multiplicative inverse I want to do, I will shift the numerator to denominator and denominator to numerator. So it will be 1 upon -1, right? So anyhow it is again a false. It cannot be 1. Yeah. So the next one is, now this type again the questions may come, that is filling the blanks, children. 0 has dash reciprocal. So already I told 0 cannot have any reciprocal. So the option will be no. The denominator of rational number 0 is dash. Now any if the number you take, if I take 0, what will be the denominator if I am writing it in the P upon Q? It will be obviously 1, children. So 1 is the correct option. So here all basic concepts should be clear, children. All the properties, what is rational number, what is the standard form of rational number, and so on. So basic concepts please go through. Okay. Now very important, pay attention, children. In exercise 1.1, the first sum, okay, regarding the properties, how to use the properties, how to utilize the properties. Now, using appropriate properties, find -2 upon 3 multiplied by 3 upon 5 plus 5 upon 2 minus 3 upon 5 multiplied by 1 upon 6. Now, if you see here there is one multiplication. I'll take a black color. Okay. And here also there is one multiplication, that is product I can see. Okay. Now rational number product we can directly solve, but when it comes to addition and subtraction, children, denominator should be same. This we know, right? So what we are going to do is, this we take as one term, this as second term, and this as third term. So now we know, but in multiplication we can interchange. Yes. So that is using the commutative property. So what I have done here is, now you can see here -2 upon 3 multiplied by 3 upon 5 as it is, and this -3 upon 5 into 1 upon 6 I have brought here, that is I have rearranged these terms, right? And then plus 5 upon 2 as it is. Now in these two, children, if you see, 3 upon 5 is common. Yes, and in both the terms there is negative sign, subtraction is there. So can I use a distributive property over subtraction? Yes. 3 upon 5 I will take common outside, and then I will inside the bracket I will keep the remaining terms, that is -2 upon 3 as it is, minus 1 upon 6. So this negative will be as it is inside the bracket. and 3 upon 5 as common outside, plus 5 upon 2 as it is. Now this again we will solve here. Now if you see here in the bracket, directly we cannot do addition or subtraction. As I told, you have to first take the LCM and bring the denominator same. So now if you see here is 3, it will be multiplied to 2, right? To bring it 6. That means multiplying 2 in numerator and denominator to the first term, that is this term, right? So it becomes 4 upon 6 minus 4 upon 6. And 1 upon 6 as it is. That means denominator common 6 and numerator will be minus 4 minus 1. So plus 5 by 2 as it is and multiplied by bracket 3 upon 5. Let us move further. So in bracket minus 4 minus 1 will become minus 5. Can you see here? It becomes minus 5 upon 6 multiplied by 3 upon 5 plus 5 upon 2. Next, this again. Here if you see, here is multiplication which we can directly solve, children. 5 gets cancelled and 3 ones are 3 twos are. So remaining is this negative sign, don't forget. It is negative 1 upon 2 plus 5 upon 2. That is equal to, denominators are same. We can directly add the numerators. So plus 5 and minus 1 will be 4 upon 2 as it is. That is nothing but equal to 2. I hope you understood how to use the properties, children. There may be a combination of properties, that is distributive and commutative. So let us move once again, one more example, similar example we will see. Yeah, so here once again the same example is there, children. If you see here, now this is 2 upon 5 multiplied by minus 3 upon 7 minus 1 upon 6 multiplied by 3 upon 2 plus 1 upon 14 into 2 upon 5. Now here you can see, here is one multiplication. Yes, this is one multiplication and there is one multiplication, right? So this I consider as 3 terms. Okay, so we can interchange these terms, complete terms, with our using our commutative property, right? So here now what I'm going to do is, now if you see in this term and in this one, 2 upon 5 is common, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to rearrange this. So I will take this in the here, this place, and this will go to the last one, right? So let us rearrange. That is 2 upon 5 multiplied by minus 3 upon 7 as it is, and this one plus 1 upon 14 multiplied by 2 upon 5 I have brought here, and then remaining, that is minus 1 upon 6 multiplied by 3 upon 2 is here. So we have just rearranged our terms. Now I will take this 2 upon 5 as common from these two, so that we can use here distributive property of rational numbers over what, children? Addition or subtraction. You can see here is addition, that's the reason it is distributive over addition. So this minus 3 upon 7 and 1 upon 14 will be added in the bracket and 2 upon 5 common outside multiplied to the bracket, and remaining term as it is. Now again further solving this, similarly how to take LCM you know very well now. Take the LCM, solve further. Now you will get here 2 upon 5 multiplied by minus 5 upon 14 minus 1 upon 6 multiplied by 3 upon 2. Now you can see here, children, after solving this multiplication, you will get minus 1 upon 7 and minus 1 upon 6 into 3 upon 2 as it is. Now we can solve this multiplication. Yes, so that is 3 ones are 3 twos are 6, and it will be further when we solve, it will be minus 1 upon 7 minus 1 upon 2 into 1 upon 2. Now this here you can see it is multiplication, 1 upon 2 into 1 upon 2, numerator to numerator, if we multiply it will be 1, and 2 twos are 4 in the denominator. Now only two rational numbers are there, and subtraction, and you know, children, directly we cannot subtract it, right? You have to take the LCM and then solve further. After taking LCM, you will get 28 in denominator, and after solving numerator, you will get negative 11. So this is how we solve it. So I hope you have done with the properties and additive, inverse and reciprocal, multiplicative identity, additive identity. These all concepts are very important, children. Okay, we will stop over here today. In the next revision session again we will continue. Thank you.